Hey, so today I was rereading a book from several years ago by Chip Kidd called Judge This. And he is a graphic designer by trade. And the book is really about graphic design, but it has a really interesting lesson that I think we could talk about in terms of designing learning experiences. And that has to do with what he calls the mysteriometer. And what that means is he rates a number of designs. Some of them he had made, some of them he just captured that he had seen in various locations around New York City, things like that. And it ranks from one at the one end, and that's symbolized by an exclamation point because one on his rating scale means absolute clarity. On the other end, at 10, he symbolizes that with a question mark, and 10 would be absolute mystery. And so throughout the book, and there's also a TED Talk if you don't want to read the book, you want to get the quick version. But he rates the different things based on where they fall on that scale between absolute clarity and mystery. And he talks about different instances where you might want things to be closer to one end of the scale than the other. And most things don't fall all the way on the end. They're somewhere in the middle, and that's okay. But in terms of learning, it got me thinking about when are instances when we really want to focus on making things absolutely clear. So of course, if I'm making a job aid for, let's say, safety training in a factory, I'm going to need that to be really super clear. I don't want them to have to question what something means or be unclear about the steps to take or anything like that. But on the other hand, if everything is written that way, it can be kind of boring. And so sometimes we might need a little mystery, or sometimes we might want to impose some mystery to get people to think a little more deeply or explore a little bit more. So think about, are there instances where you're designing learning, but you don't want to give them all of the information up front? Now that doesn't mean that what you do give them shouldn't be clear. We still want to use good design principles in terms of how we lay things out, but you might, in terms of the content, instead of giving them all of the information first and then going, okay, did you learn that? Maybe you don't give them all the information at the beginning and you let them discover things, or there's not one right answer, and so you let them sort of try out different things and see which one works and what are the advantages or disadvantages. So just something to think about. You can use the mysteriometer and let me know on projects you're working on. Are you tending to be more to the exclamation point, which is the clarity side, or more to the mystery side, where the question mark is, or somewhere right in the middle? So let me know what you're working on and where it falls on the mysteriometer, and I'll see you next time. Bye.